IPOB shops for new lawyer as Nnamdi Kanu court case enters a crucial stage. As the trial of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, enters a crucial stage, the umbrella body is seeking to recruit a top legal luminary to replace the current legal team that has been representing the breakaway agitator. Although IPOB has not discarded its current legal team, made up of many lawyers, some who are rendering free services based on their belief in the cause that Nnamdi Kanu is leading. IPOB, however, wants the legal team to be spearheaded by a lawyer with high pedigree, generally known as highly respected within the Nigerian judiciary. A top source, who is close to the IPOB organization, said on Sunday that the current legal team is perceived to be populated by activists who are best suited to work with a legal luminary of not below the rank of a senior advocate of Nigeria, SAN, popularly referred to as learned Sikh, in Nigeria legal palace. The source, who pleaded anonymity because he was not authorized to speak for the organization, said IPOB is looking for a highly placed attorney of a SAN status who is well versed in the Nigerian legal system and commands respect in the cycle. The envisaged SAN, when engaged, is expected to reorganize Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, mobilize qualified and like-minded lawyers to work as coordinated legal team to secure victory over his terrorism and treason felony charges slammed on him by the Nigerian government. As you can see, these are very weighty and serious legal issues that require a versatile legal representation, and not mere activists who many just be more interested in drawing publicity stunts at the expense of the client, and we do not want anything that can affect our cause, the source said. Vanguard learned last night that one of the top lawyers being seriously considered by the IPOB leadership to champion the cause of Nnamdi Kanu is a highly respected lawyer, Ipob, who has a PhD in law and has been recording outstanding victories for his clients in most of the cases handled by him. It was, however, learned that Dr. Ipob was not likely going to accept any offer, considering the huge implication it might have on his career as leading international legal practitioner. It was not also clear as at last night if Ipob had even approached Ipob with any offer to represent his leader as the case against Kanu comes up early next year. As to explain the rationale for the hiring of a foreign lawyer from the US to represent Kanu in Nigeria, the source expressed reservations over the attempts to bring in a foreign legal practitioner to appear in a Nigerian court, pointing out that it might not work at the end of the day. The issue of US lawyer appearing for our client in Nigeria may not work 100% in our favor, but it can at least draw international attention to our case, top officials said. It will be recalled that on October 18, 2021, the federal government had filed an amended 7-count charge against the IPOB leader, bordering on terrorism and treason felony. Count 1 of the charge reads that Nnamdi Kanu, male, adult of Afaroku, Ibeku, Umuahia local government area of Abia State, being the leader of Ipob on diverse dates in 2014 and 2015 in London, United Kingdom, did broadcast on Radio Biafra, monitored in Enugu and other areas within the jurisdiction of this honorable court. Preparation made by you and others now at large for states in the southeast and south-south and other communities in Kogi and Benue State to secede from the Federal Republic of Nigeria with a view to constituting same into the Republic of Biafra, and you thereby committed an offence punishable under Section 41C of the Criminal Code Act, CAP Act 6177, Law of the Federal Federation of Nigeria 2004. Count 2 says that Kanu on or about the 28th of April 2015 in London, did broadcast on Radio Biafra referred to Major General Muhammadu Buhari, GCON, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as a pedophile, a terrorist, an idiot, and an embodiment of evil. Knowing same to be false, and you thereby committed an offense, contrary to Section 375 of the Criminal Code Act, Cap C 77, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004. Count 3. That you, Kanu, had between March and April of 2015 imported and kept an Ubulusi Uzo Iyala local government area of Anambra State, a radio transmitter known as Tram 50L, concealed in a container of used household, which you declared as used household item, and you thereby committed an offense contrary to Section 47(2) of the Criminal Code of Acts, Cap C 45, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004. Count 4. That you, Kanu, had between 2018 and 2021 in Radio Biafra monitored in Enugu and FCT, Federal Capital Territory, professed to be a member of IPOB, a proscribed organization in Nigeria, and you thereby committed an offense punishable under Section 16, Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act of 2013. First of all, I would like to appreciate our late counsel, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, and special counsel, Ejimako. These guys have put in their heart and mind into the freedom of our leader, especially Ejiofor. Even his life is at risk. Ifeanyi Ejiofor has indeed been very instrumental and truly helpful in the issues of IPOB, especially the illegal detention of IPOB members in different cells of the Nigerian nation. A lot of IPOB members has been freed due to the effort of Ejiofor. He has put in a lot of work. I hope whatever the IPOB leadership is trying to do is not the rubbish the effort of the barristers. To be honest with you, those guys are trying, and they have done a lot to help IPOB in this struggle. I don't think there's anything wrong if they are agitators, as you call them, or if they are freedom fighters, they are lawyers that have decided to render their services free of charge. As a matter of fact, those lawyers who have decided to render their services free of charge because they believe in Nnamdi Kanu cause, they deserve to be praised, because it's not an easy task to render a professional service as tough as law, to render it for free just because of your belief in the cause of what the person is pursuing. So the effort should not be rubbish by anybody. As a matter of fact, those guys should be appreciated. Even if, in as much as we all wish for Nnamdi Kanu to be freed, if there's any effort or anything that's going to make Nnamdi Kanu come outside, even before that next year January, I will be in support of it, and all of us are going to be in support of it. But I don't want our DOS or leadership of this IPOB to be allowing Nigerian government to be controlling them. If Nigerian government put Nnamdi Kanu court case on January, we shouldn't wait till that January before we take step. We must begin to make moves. We must begin to give order. We must begin to do things that will put some serious discomfort in the system in the Nigerian government system. We have to start doing things that will make them uncomfortable. We cannot just sit idle and be waiting to the next court case. And by the time the next court case comes, if you like, hire 100 son. By the time the next court case comes, they are going to bring up one shenanigan attitude again, and the matter will be shifted again to maybe April. And by the time April comes, it will be shifted to maybe July. And that's how they plan to be pushing this thing forward. So it's up to the leadership of IPOB. The side of legal system, I think IPOB is formidable in that angle. If there's any need for addition, there's no problem. But I don't think the effort of the people currently handling this affair should be rubbish. They should not be rubbish in any way, shape or form. As a matter of fact, those guys that have given their services free of charge are supposed to be appreciated, are supposed to be praised for their effort. And what is with all these almajiris up and down calling IPOB a proscribed group? You hear them, proscribed. What is wrong with them? How can you be calling a full race of people proscribed terrorist group? How was this position come out? Did you people follow the due process of the law to proscribe a group? Has IPOB met the condition that qualified them to be called a terrorist? You guys just go and collect ex parte order. There was no court hearing. There was no evidence presented. It's just like a government. You went to a judge. Judge writes an order to proscribe such group. And since then, you people have refused to come to court to defend your case. IPOB have challenged the federal government of Nigeria for this proscription. Until today, the cases have not been heard in court. Every time you be shouting, proscribe. What is the meaning of a terrorist group? For some of you that are illiterate, especially these northern almajiris that don't know the meaning of a terrorist group, I'm going to read out to you what is terrorist group. Now, this is the dictionary definition of terrorism. Terrorism is the use of violence, especially murder and bombing, in order to achieve political aims or to force government to do something. So to most of you northern illiterates, always shouting rubbish every time IPOB is a terrorist group, IPOB the proscribed terrorist group. Have you people heard the meaning of terrorism? Terrorism, agitating for freedom of your people, is not terrorism. Has Nnamdi Kanu murdered anybody? Has he bombed any northerner? Has he murdered any Nigerian for that matter? Has he bombed anybody? But you people are busy calling him terrorists. But the Fulani herdsmen that have been bombing, killing, maiming up and down, your government refused to call them a terrorist group. Please guys, I would like you guys to comment, share as we go into the second news. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel before, take out time to search out this channel on YouTube, Biafrans Daily, and subscribe. Thank you. Nnamdi Kanu has done more damage to Nigeria than Boko Haram, bandits, Abacha, others. Northern Youth laments. The leader of the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, Yerima Shetima, has said the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, should not be released. According to him, Kanu must face the wrath of the law for his alleged atrocities against the Nigerian state. Shetima Yerima said Kanu has committed more atrocious damage to the country than any person or group since after the Nigerian Civil War that lasted 30 months. After the Civil War, Nigeria has had the misfortune of having military dictators, including retired General Ibrahim Babangida and the late General Sani Abacha. The country has also been terrorized by Boko Haram, ISWAP, and more recently bandits, who have killed thousands of people and displaced millions of others. But according to Shedima, releasing Kanu will further compound the security challenges in the country and adversely affect President Muhammadu Buhari's government. The Northern Group leader made this remark following Buhari's promise to consider releasing the IPOB leader, following a visit by some Igbo leaders to the presidential villa in Abuja. Buhari made a remark during a meeting with some Southeast leaders under the aegis of highly respected Igbo greats led by the First Republic parliamentarian and Minister of Aviation, Chief Bazuliki Amechi, at the State House. Amechi pleaded with the president to release Kanu rather than opt for a military option. But Shetima stressed that Kanu release would undermine what he has done to Nigeria as the IPOB leader. Shetima's submission suggests that the abortion of democracy, clampdown of the press and civil rights as society, and the killing of pro-democratic figure by the Abacha regime, along with activities of terrorist groups, were milder compared to Kanu's call for self-determination for the Southeast people. There have also been deadly attacks on farmers and community by suspected herders and bandits. There is a possibility of undermining the consequence of what this man, Nnamdi Kanu, did to the country, and by implication, if he is allowed to go unpunished, it will be sending the wrong message. Nobody in the history of this country has done more damage to this country since the civil war than this young man. Shetima told Daily Post, if at the end of the day they allow him to go unpunished after what he has done, the implication is that nobody will ever commit any offense of this nature and be punished, because everybody will always refer to him, and this means that the conditions is automatically suspended in the country. This means that some people can just commit any crime at the expense of over 200 million Nigerians and get away with it. Somebody can kill, pronounce killing, and still get away with it. Then what is the essence of condemning people to death for killing, murder, when compared to what this man Kanu did? This is just a way of undermining the laws of our land, and indirectly they are saying the government of the day can be easily influenced. This means somebody can commit any offense and then come to Buhari or any other government after this and seek forgiveness. The AYCF national president also described Kanu as not remorseful for his actions. He added, this man is not even remorseful. Indirectly, it's like the government is begging him to continue with what he's doing, and he will go unpunished. The consequence is that if he is allowed to go unpunished, we would end up having millions of Kanu rising, even if he decides not to go ahead with further actions. If he is allowed to go, he Kanu will come out boasting that he did not beg to be released. He is not remorseful, and there is nothing to show he regrets his actions. And anybody can do such and get away with it. We are not a banana republic, for God's sake. The law must take its full course, and I hope it's not what I'm thinking, because nobody has done the kind of damage this man has done to this country. And end up till date, we have not recovered from the consequence of what he has done to this country. We are watching. If we allow him to go unpunished, then we are saying that the country should produce billions of him. With him alone, look at the damage he has done to his region. But for us in the north, we would ensure he has no sympathizer. Nobody is saying he should be dealt with without committing any crime. But if he is found wanting, then he should be made to face the consequence of his action, since the matter is in court. My people, sometimes when you read news like this, you realize why Nigeria is called a zoo. You begin to wonder, are we still staying in a country of sane people? Are we living in a country that people that have logical reasoning? Are we living with people in the country with people that suckle their mother's breast or people that suckle cows' breast? For God's sake, how on earth will any one human being, dead or alive, compare Nnamdi Kanu, what Nnamdi Kanu is doing, with the atrocities committed by the northern elites? This very Shetima is also a Boko Haram sponsor. He is one of the ones responsible for bandits' attack. How can he now come out and be accusing Nnamdi Kanu of committing a worse crime simply by asking to live with his people? Where again in this world that asking for self-determination is an offense or is a terrorist offense? Where again in this world that asking to be free is an offense? Every known law known to man, both African Charter, both international accord, they all accepted freedom fighting and secessionists as a legal means of getting away from a country. You can always agitate to be free, and you'll be given a referendum to know if more people are in support or not. if it can be proven that a lot of the people are in support of you leaving, then you will go your separate ways. Every tribe in this country has the right for secession. Every tribe have the right for a referendum. If any tribe, no matter how little the tribe is, for example, as the Ijaw tribe, if the Ijaw tribe decided they don't have their own country today, and the majority of the Ijaw tribe went to referendum, and majority accept that they want to have their own country, and I'm telling you, according to the world view, they are entitled to have their own country. So how on earth will a human being that went to school, that went to the 4 walls of the university, and have critical reasoning in place, compare Nnamdi Kanu with whatever the northern people are doing? Are you people seeing what is happening in the north? In the north today, there's IDP camps everywhere. In the north today, the massacres goes on every day. Buhari himself is the one that has destroyed this country. There has not been any worse government, or if there's any word like that, than Buhari. Buhari is the worst of them all since the creation of Nigeria. When Buhari came in, dollar was around 180, 170 to 200 to a naira. Now it's around 500. So it's already going to 600, 700. Same with pounds. Pounds around 250 then, thereabout. Right now it's around 750 to 800. Our fuel price has skyrocketed from 87 naira to 165 naira. And it's still going up. What has not changed price in this country? Is it the common Gary that we can get, that poor men is using to manage and hold themselves? Gary, ordinary Gary. You could get a painter for 200 as back then. But right now, I'm not even sure if you can get a painter for 1,000. Someone is here comparing Nnamdi Kanu, that Nnamdi Kanu have done more damage. What damage has he done that Buhari has not done? Buhari is the divider in chief. If anybody is dividing this country, it is Buhari. The only thing Nnamdi Kanu does is to show the world what Buhari is doing. It's to bring out to the world and show to the world, this is what this man is doing. Look at how this man is destroying this country. I no longer want to be part of it. What is wrong with that? Just recently, if this country is not an insane country, Buhari has already graduated. Since his inception, he has graduated up to 6,000 repented Boko Haram. 6,000 human beings who have committed murder, who have committed arsonists, who have raped women, who have killed children, released just like that. Because of their northerners, because of their Fulani. And some of them are placed under salary. Those who are not employed in Nigerian military are employed in Nigerian Air Force. Those who are not employed in Nigerian Air Force are employed in Nigerian police. Those who are not in the Nigerian police are employed in immigrations. And those who does not fit into any of these offices, they are placed on monthly salary and allowance for them to be able to continue living in society. And they are sent back to the same community that they devastated. And do you know that most of them, if not all of them, end up going back to the crime they were arrested for earlier? And mind you, these people that we're talking about are not people that was arrested by this regime. They were arrested by Goodluck Jonathan's regime. Over 6,000, more than 6,000 serving different cell sentences all over the place has been released by General Muhammadu Buhari. And this nitwit from nowhere, from the north, is here shouting that releasing Nnamdi Kanu has committed more crime. Number one, let's Biafrans know that we must not hope on anything Buhari is saying. Buhari can never ever release Nnamdi Kanu with clear eye. You can never hold his words for anything. The way this man is saying now, that is how all the northerners feel. This is Shechima Yerima. That is how even Buhari himself feel about Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu that have done nothing to this country is the one that is the headache. Nnamdi Kanu that is looking for how to help his own people. Nnamdi Kanu that is looking for a better life for his people is a headache for the northerners. Why is he a headache for them? He has not gone to their land to conquer them. He has not asked for their resources. He has not asked for their good. He has not asked for the mineral resources they have in the north. He has not asked for anything from them. Yet he is a headache. Why do you think is the headache to them? Because Nnamdi Kanu have since seen what they planned. As far back as 2014, Nnamdi Kanu made it very clear that the Goodluck, the Buhari administration is coming in with they are going to arm their people to kill and maim his people. And they are going to remove all competent hands and replace them with a competent illiterate. As far back as 2015, Nnamdi Kanu made this prophecy, this broadcast. He said they are going to remove all competent hands and replace them with incompetent illiterate. And their agenda is to convert my people to Islam. He made this statement in 2014, even before they were handed over to these terrorists. He made this statement. So Nnamdi Kanu always 7 steps ahead of them. He has already seen all they plan to do. He has already known all they plan to do. And they know it. Nnamdi Kanu does not want his Igbo brothers to be part of this. Nnamdi Kanu does not want his Ijaw brethren to be part of this. All the whole Niger Delta region, Nnamdi Kanu does not want them to be enslaved in this Nigeria region. The only thing he can do is to fight for his people. He cannot ask the Yorubas he cannot fight for the Yorubas because he's not a Yoruba man. Neither can he fight for the Northerners because he's not a Northerner. He can only advise them, he can only speak to them, he can only speak to their conscience for them to wake up and fight for themselves. But what he can do is to fight for the Igbo man because he's an Igbo man. What he can do is to fight for the Biafrans because he's a Biafran. And he's doing that to the best of his ability. And all of a sudden, he's now a headache for Buhari and his cohorts. My brothers and sisters, I want you guys to share this message to go far and wide. Biafrans everywhere. We must all rise up and stand the gap. Now that our leader has been incarcerated, we must keep the fire burning. We must make this Northerners to understand that holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not change the idea that is already put in place. Freedom is our birthright. Freedom is what we must have. We must do all what it takes to have our freedom.